Hello and welcome to KIP TV, everyone. I am Kip, and I am so happy to have a special guest with me here today on this special presentation of a Swiftwater match. Special guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Nigel wants KFC. I'm from England. I like fish and chips, and I play TF2.
Isn't that a marvelous accent, American viewers? I just can't get over it. Anyway, we are here to bring you a UGC Steel, I believe it is, game on Swiftwater. These is between the teams Playmate and Evil VIPs, both teams which we have seen on KIP TV before, so we're very excited to see what they're going to do for this map. This, of course, Swiftwater, and this is a setup time. We see the red engineer just barely getting stuff up right now, so that's Plunder Bunny. I don't feel good about this, but real quick we'll go over the rosters for Evil VIPs. We have Martin Biter, Medic, Rincewind, Scout, Noob Forever, Heavy, Demoli Boy is Soldier, Beast Bow is Sniper, Chris is Spy, Goo is Pyro, Plunder Bunny is NG, Zam's Evil Twin is Demo. And here we go. Now we go. Okay. So, Swiftwater, of course, is a payload map, which means it is stopwatch timed, which means whoever can push the cart to the end in the fastest time wins, and there's best out of 3 rounds, so the first to 2. We see Noob Forever just standing back here in this very typical spot for red defense, which is behind this little fence type thing with his medic. That gives a lot of good protection. Now, Nigel, you play heavy, that is correct, right?
Yeah, and I have to admit, it's quite a strange strategy that they have a heavy pushing the point. Usually he should go up for the medic and start trying to get out the sentries, see if they can pick out a few people. And he did actually get taken out, which kind of shows it doesn't really work too well. And a nice tree there, managed to get out the sentry, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah,
it's a nice team to push up.
Yeah, the engineer did not wrangle there, but I think, did he go down? I don't know, but he not wrangling, which is always a problem. Red is still holding on to their Uber. I didn't see blue pop, but red is going to be a nice defensive position as long as they kill the scout, which they do. That's Yodler on scout for blue. Yeah, but here, Heavy's pushing again.
Looks like Red has got quite a good early defense, but they've got a couple more people pushing the point now, and quite a lot of Red has gone down. So.
It looks like Red popped, but right after the Heavy died, so the medic is on his own. Martin Biter, does he survive? He does survive. He manages to get back to his team, so has some nice runaway medic action there. But meanwhile, Blue is pushing very strong, times 4 on the point, 5 on the point, which they don't need, but it's good to have. Oh, and Martin Biter gets a headshot, so that's going to very much hurt Red's defense.
Definitely.
We see the Heavy for Red up here pushing right now. That was Noob Forever, and he was without his medic, so he went down very quickly to some pipes.
It looks like they didn't get a sentry set up in the best place on this choke point, because generally you'd have a sentry close to the point where they come through there. It's not enough space to move around. But it looks like they have got the sentry set up just outside, which is another usual strategy.
Yes, but he does not have a dispenser yet. He's just right now running back and forth to the metal, which will be very problematic if he decides to push soon. And they have a very significant Uber advantage, so if they do push soon, Red is not going to be in a good position to defend. Here we go. Looks like they are pushing with the Heavy, Demo, Pyro, up from the... Oh, and that sentry gun goes down in a second. Plunder Bunny did not stand a chance right there with his equipment.
Doesn't look like too many people died on that Uber, but they did manage to get the sentry out, which means that they have a good advantage.
Yes. It looks like nobody is pushing right now. The Blue Medic and Heavy are kind of stuck in this no man's land. There you go, Medic goes down, and then Heavy goes down too. So that stopped that push right there. You're right, they didn't get the people, the player advantage. They got the gun, but there's only so much you can do. A gun can't, well, you need people to push a cart and etc. So we see the Blue Demo putting on some spam up in his little, what did I term it? I think I called it like factory or something. This little room up here, where you have some nice vantage points of the field, this open area. Good for snipers, it's good for demos to just get up here and spam, and it's very good for Blue to have control of this. So we see the engineer now wrangling his gun, trying to get some hits on the people up there. But it is level 1, and it is taking a lot of damage, and it does go down.
Does look like Red have a massive roof advantage at the moment. They've got about 50% more than Blue, so they could easily counter push if they needed to. If they decide to push up quite a bit.
Now how? Oh, it looks like they are going in the tunnel. They are. They're trying to get some flank. There's nobody there, guys. All right. So as a heavy, how advisable is it, do you think, to take your heavy up into this, this factory type thing, this up here, on the second floor?
Well, from my fairly reasonable playtime on the map, it's not really good idea for Blue to go up there. The Blue should probably go around, see if they can go closer to the point and make sure that there's nobody else sitting on the point. And for Red, I suppose, wherever the other team is, you should really be just to try and take them out, make sure they're not flanking around or anything.
Yeah.
And that is a good place to flank.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now is that Martin Biter has taken his heavy up there with his Uber, just locking down this factory, which is right now. And so Blue is not going to be able to get any presence in here. And now the soldiers up here doing a lot of damage, taking down Tree, the demo, and the medic. Also, the heavy goes down. Scout is going to go down. So Blue does not having good communication right now. Nobody seems to know that there is a heavy medic and soldier up here.
It does seem that the Blues' main problem is they can't keep their medic alive. He keeps being picked out by a odd player, maybe like a sniper. So what they really need to do, now that they've got the Uber, is maybe keep him a bit safer and try not to let him die as much this time.
He is right in the middle of things in the entrance or the exit to the tunnel. Looks like he's going to go around, take his heavy out for another Uber, try to get that gun. But the Pyro is right there. He's probably... no, the Pyro didn't really charge. Okay, I was expecting that.
So Blues popped Uber.
They did. Once again, the gun was not wrangled, so Plunger Bunny's gun, and he goes down very easily. Red, however, pops the Uber in response and manages to take down the heavy and medic for Blue, so that's going to pretty much kill that push right there.
Does look like they were just trying to get the odd person on the point just to see if they could push it that little bit, so they don't have too much time left, only 2 minutes.
And it is about 10 seconds left from going back. Oh, Yodler, the spy, getting some nice picks on the heavy and the soldier. And now he's on the cart, just trying to push it as little as possible. Red team having, looks like, a little trouble getting him, but now there's a Blue Pyro on the point. No one can get to him. And there he goes. He caps the first, or the second point right there.
Good time to get a cap in there. It looks like they've got a fairly slow cap time for that second point, but assuming they can do the rest of it quickly, then they should be fine.
Yeah, 6 minutes 35 seconds is not ideal. I've seen Swiftwater, the whole map, be capped in that, so they will have to definitely pick it up for this last push, which is really hard, depending on the defense Red puts together.
Definitely, this is one of the major choke points in the map that they're coming up to now, and it can be very hard to defend and very hard to push as well, depending on how good medics are and that sort of thing.
Well, looks like Red has a Uber ready to go. There's mini sentry, or level 1 sentry up right now. Red... Martin Biter is being very cautious with this. Oh, with the Uber. He didn't pop it and his heavy went down to a bunch of stickies. And now they're being harassed by a demo from above. They just gave Blue this whole up, above ground second floor right here, this like balcony type thing.
Yeah, the main problem with Red for this map is there's a lot of flanking advantages, so it's easy to go around and take out Red's sentry if it's in the wrong place, that sort of thing.
And indeed the sentry did go down, but Blue lost their medic and heavy in that skirmish. Then Red was able to pop their Uber and keep everyone alive. So it looks like they do want to kind of take up this height advantage here. More the soldier, medic, heavy combo are now up here on this balcony type thing, which is good. You want to get that height advantage. I'm not sure where the NG is setting up. He's setting up in the same spot he did last time, which is to be expected, and that's the thing. Blue will be expecting that now, and they will not have to waste an Uber trying to figure out where the gun is. They will just go in and know exactly where to shoot.
Blue don't have the best strategy now. It looks like they're starting to push up even though they just don't have their Uber. So it'll probably be a good idea for them to stay back for a second, make sure they've got their Uber up and then push, because Red is closer to an Uber than them at the moment, and they have actually got the Uber now, more or less.
And here they come on the point, on the cart. Heavy medic, spy, soldier, everyone is there. Blue Uber is popped. Red is not close. Oh, Red is close. They popped the Uber. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. But they're not able to stop the cart. Interesting enough, the Uber just kind of sits there. Meanwhile, blue medic and scout and heavy are just pushing away, getting some good time on here. The blue demo is putting in some nice stickies to kind of solidify this point for blue and stop any forward aggression by red.
This is a good point for snipers because there's not too much cover for blue, so red sniper can go up to the balcony just overlooking the point there on the corner and can easily pick out people on the point because you get very good visibility of the car.
Yes, do we see? We do see the red sniper back here. Red sniper is Beast Bow. See if he can get any good picks. Yodler, the enemy spy, is on the roof. Actually, he's been spotted out by the other Demoli boy, the soldier, and gets taken down to a shotgun. So this is where blue really needs to put together a solid final push. Even though they do have 2 more points, well, 1 point and then a final point to cap. It's really...
This is one... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
This is one of the harder points to cap because red have got a lot more space. Blue sort of have to stick to one place and then, as you said, will do a nice coordinated push. But red can easily just sort of go around the corner and take them out. That kind of thing.
Well, here comes the blue Uber. It's popped on the heavy, but they immediately run into the red Uber, which is popped much later, so that means red is going to have a significant advantage once blue Uber wears off, which they do, but they don't really follow up and get the blue medic or anything. Actually, the red heavy goes down. Blue medic comes back, and they're able to keep up this push. That was actually very surprising. I'm not sure why the red heavy took so much damage right there. But
well, the best... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
The blue heavy there goes down to a backstab. Blue medic is in the midst of some crazy stuff. The red soldier is bombing in, but a Demoli boy does go down, so he does not manage to take out the medic like his plan was.
The important thing for blue right now is to try and push it over this hill because if you don't push it all the way, then it does fall back down to the bottom of that ramp. So this is where it does definitely get hard for blue. And
I mean, we saw Yodler the spy on there, but he got caught out very easily. Was not... Or was he dead ringing? Yes, he was dead ringing, so he's still somewhere. Which
he has got a sapper on the red teleporter, so they'll be at a slight disadvantage.
Red is so close to their spawn anyway.
Yeah.
Red will spawn down here. Wait, no. Yes, here. And then just be able to run up here and defend very easily. This is an interesting placement for a sentry gun. I have not seen this. Usually for this last point, or for the second to last point, you either see it right here, which is where I usually go and then wrangle it, or maybe on the ramp. But I like this spot. I like it a lot. You have some good protection. You have a health kit there if you need it. You have a long sight for wrangling and just getting anybody, and good sight line to the cart. So it is working, I think, for Plunder Bunny. So I'm going to use that next time I play this map.
Red have got a fairly significant Uber advantage now. They're about 30% in the lead, so Blue really does need to start getting an Uber up now. So if they can get an Uber sort, a couple of Uber sort hits, or maybe a spy or something, just so they can get that final Uber to try and push, because this is the hardest point to push, and they don't have much time left, only about 50 seconds.
Yeah, this is not looking great for blue. Red is coming in now, pops the Uber. They just want to clear this out and destroy any chance of a blue push. But blue has Uber now, running in with the heavy. Red medic goes down to a nice rocket by Mudcrab. Mudcrab also takes down the red heavy, so medic and heavy are down. Everybody on blue is on the cart right now.
Looks like they might be able to do it.
Yes.
Well, let's do this.
Yeah.
Nice.
the sentry gun went down, so there's nothing there. They had a significant player advantage. Right now, again, it's just the heavy and scout on the point, something you don't see a lot. Scout realizes it's time to go. So blue with an interesting, actually very nice push right there.
Well, right now they've really got a very slow cap time. I mean, close to 14 minutes. So they do need to push as fast as they can. Even though this is another hard place to push. There's 3 main choke points, but this is one of the hardest because it's easy to get a sentry up on top of the point overlooking it. And because of the ridge, you can't really get a chance to take it out unless you go fairly deep into the point, and then you'd probably need an Uber for that, because otherwise the sentry will just tear you apart.
Yeah, so let's see what kind of defense Red has going up. Again, Plunder Bunny has his wrangled sentry. He's got a level 2, which is pretty decent for right now, and just wrangling it and spamming it wherever he sees blue players. Blue is coming in through this side entrance. I'm trying to get some spam down from these windows, but Plunder Bunny has got their number, and he's just spamming a sentry way in there too, which is some good work. Funky, the blue sniper, takes down Plunder Bunny, which is going to be huge, and yes, there indeed goes Plunder Bunny's sentry gun. So here comes Blue's push. Blue Uber is popped. They are on the cart, not killing anyone. You can't push the cart, so you got to start killing. So there we go. Here's the push. Red Uber is popped though to stop the push.
Nice counter Uber there by Red.
Yeah, that was a nice hold. And Blue is only 4 up right now, and one of those is a respawn 3 up, so there is not a lot of people right here to help them capture the point, and they, of course, Lady just said we have less than a minute to go.
So unless Blue have a teleport, which they've got set up somewhere, they probably won't be able to get a push done.
Especially with the way they're doing it now, just the soldier and the demo ran in by themselves and immediately got mowed down by a noob forever, the heavy and his medic, Martin Biter. Here comes the NG trying to do some NG action. Beastblood takes him down with a nice headshot, poor Ron Cat. Meanwhile, there's level 2 up again. Yodler goes down. This is not looking good. Well, Yodler was dead ringing, so maybe he can get some nice spy picks in there and push the card in, but this is 15 seconds left. I don't know.
Yodler is out, so it doesn't look like they're going to be able to push it now. They've got stickies on the point, so it does look like, assuming they can hold it for these last few seconds, they will be able to stop them from pushing. Even though they were so close before.
Right.
Really probably could have got it, but oh well.
So it's some great final defense there by Red. Just some really opportune Ubers popped by the medic Martin Biter, so good holds on those. So that was 1340 for 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And whenever I have a guest, I make them explain the rules because I'm terrible at explaining rules. So can you explain to our viewers what the Payload rules are?
So basically now that they have just attacked and got 4 points in 13 minutes and 40 seconds, they've swapped around now, so evil VIPs are now on blue and Playmates on red, and now basically evil VIPs will have to try and beat their time, or they either have to beat their time or get more points than the other team did. So assuming they can get in good pushes and stuff, looks like evil VIPs might be able to do it, because Red didn't really get a good time there. 14 minutes is fairly slow for Payload on this map.
Yes. Yeah, so they're going to have to put up a staunch defense. Real quick, we'll go over their roster. Pavio's on Heavy, Salosaurus is Medic, Spice is Flames, that's Pyro, Yoler is Spyo, yeah, Scout, Rotten Cat is NG, Funky is Sniper, Tree is Demo, and Mudcrab is Soldier. So let's see what kind of defense they can put up against evil VIPs. Rincewind goes down immediately to a backstab from Yodeler, so nice spy pick on the Scout right there. That's always hard to backstab a Scout. So Blue is immediately pushing forward right here. Oh, the red Heavy goes down. The red medic does not pop in time, and oh, he cannot find anyone to heal, so that is Salosaurus. He's just running back to spawn at this point, which is probably the best idea. Blue is just steamrolling right now.
Yeah, they have got a much better initial push compared to Playmates, so looks like they will be able to get this first cap fairly quickly, which is quite essential. It means that they have extra time to capture this second point, which is a very large choke point.
Yeah, and we saw Rotten Cat decide to put his stuff in the house, which immediately went down. But actually, Blue has not seen their teleporter yet. So Blue, oh, here goes the teleporter. All right. So one soldier was able to get behind Blue to do a little flanking action, but he immediately goes down. So Blue is going to continue their very timely push. They're making some great time here through the tunnel. Meanwhile, Red is not set up yet on this capture point here. I'm not sure what Rotten Cat is planning on doing. He's going actually up to the factory, where the rest of his team is actually. Wow. They are very intent on keeping this this high ground their own. They do not see the spy, though. They do see the spy. Okay.
It's a slight shame for Red there. If they've got their sentry set up a bit earlier on that balcony, it would have been a great spot. There's not too much space for them to take out the sentry there because of the wall around the windows. So if only they just managed to get it up slightly faster, they could have had a decent level 3 placement there.
Yes, but Blue has Uber right now, and Red has got Uber as well. So I think they probably both know they both have Uber, because medics have been holding for a while. So Blue is going to want to take that Uber and push it in here to get that sentry, to get all of these Red players out of this high ground. Meanwhile, it's just taking Rotten Cat forever to build up, because there's just no ammo right here for him, so he has to run back. I don't even know where he's running. So that's taking him away from his gun, which of course means he won't be able to prepare it, which means the Blue is going to have an easier time taking it down.
What Blue really needs to do now is just get 1 or 2 people on the point just to make that last push, and they will have a much faster time than Playmate did. So they should be able to do it, assuming they can push this now.
Alright, here comes Blue from the into the top garage type factory thing. They do not have their Uber. Not sure what happened. Did you see what happened to their Uber? Martin Biter's the Blue Uber? Because they had 100%, and then I guess...
I'm curious as to that too. I'm really sorry I didn't see that there. But they have got close to an Uber now, so...
Yeah.
If their soldier just damages himself a bit or gets hit by the pyro, then they should be fine to get an Uber back up soon.
It's interesting. Blue is doing an attack on several ends. They have their medic and soldier combo up here, and then they have their pyro attacking from the side tunnels, it looks like. Their heavy is not up yet. I wonder if they're going to wait for their heavy to help with this push. They are not. Here comes the soldier. It is soldier Uber. It immediately responds with the red Uber. Not a whole lot going on, because 2 Ubers equals nothing. But there, Red is actually able to withstand that and takes down the Blue medic and demo. Meanwhile, somebody was on the cart doing some work.
Does look like they just managed to get the cap there, so now they do have plenty of time to get these last 2 points.
Yes, they have 9 minutes, so that's it's taken them about 5 minutes to get this far. Scout on the cart easily gets taken down by Mudcrab, the soldier. Blue soldier jumping up here, really wants to take out the space. Red is still maintaining this position here in the factory type thing room. They really want to have a presence here. They have their teleporter and dispenser up. Looks like Rotten Cat is going to start building another sentry again, even though the cart is being pushed by, looks like 6 people right here. They, oops.
This is one of the major choke points, so the quicker they do get through it, then the easier it will be for them. I mean, there is quite a long stretch to the next point after this one, so the quicker they get this one, the more time they'll have for the next point, and then, you know, they should cap it.
Alright, so Red does manage to get back there and defend before they get that last point. Rotten Cat is down, so I imagine when Rotten Cat respawns, he will build up on this balcony or down below it, the netting type things. So Red is doing a little more standard defense right now. They decide to give up that factory on the second floor position, which is a good idea because they're really it's kind of like, what's the phrase, locking the barn after the cows escaped or something.
Yeah.
It's like too little, too late. All right, so here comes the blue. They got 100% Uber. Well, actually, no, it's just the heavy and Demo by themselves. Medic is not with them. Demo goes down to a body shot by Zam's evil twin. So we'll see, where is Martin Biter with that beautiful, beautiful Uber? I don't see him.
Red does have Uber now, so Blue didn't really push quick enough there, so now that Red has the Uber, they will be able to counter Uber, which means Blue may not be able to get a push in.
Right, so, yeah. Oh, here comes Martin Biter. He was being challenged by the sniper, it looks like. Was forced to push his Uber, or pop his Uber, and it was not a good pop. Wears off very quickly. Red is probably gonna... they might be able to hold on to their own Uber, because they do not... It is not absolutely necessary, and of course you don't want to pop an Uber unless it's absolutely necessary to save a life or to defend. Ooh, Beastbo takes down Rotten Cat, which will be very big, because now Red will not be able to get a sentry up, and that will mean a much easier push for Blue. That is, if they can take advantage of it. Again, still, Salasaurus is still holding on to his Uber, so even if they do decide to push, if Blue decides to push, they're going to have to confront a Uber. And Uber. Wait, a Uber? And Uber. Either way, there is one Uber they will have to confront. But Blue is building up rather quickly again. Here goes Red. It looks like they're going to try to do some forward aggression, maybe try to get the medic. They are forced to pop. Salasaurus is taking a lot of damage right there. So
nice sneaky cap there by the scout.
Yeah, really well done. Everyone was distracted by that Uber push. He was just like, well, guys, it's about the cart, not the Uber pushes. So manages to do the right thing right there. So good job. And
they do have 5 minutes 30 seconds just to push it up to this last point, so they have plenty of time, should be able to do it unless something terribly bad happens, like all of their players disconnect.
Well, now you've jinxed them. But it does look like they will be able to do this. They've got 5 on the cart right now. One of them's a scout. Someone needs to tell them, though, the fastest fastest the cart can go is ×3, so you really don't need 5 people on there. But because that consequence of that is sometimes a pyro gets in there or a Demo puts down some stickies and just wipes out your entire team, which just happened right there.
Yeah, so it looks like Blue have got plenty of room to push now. Red doesn't have a sniper up, so it should be slightly easier for them to push, not in the open space around the cart in this point of the map.
I think they're going to have this very easily. Red, for some reason, is staying far back. They need to get up there. They must realize that this is the point that matters. They're going to cap it, and there we go. Evil VIPs goes ahead and takes the first round.
Payload is very long, so it's take a long time to get through.
Well, looks like we're going to probably have a break real quick while they switch teams and everything, so we will be back after the break. And we're back with the second round. Shit. Hello, and we're back with round 2 of this very exciting Swiftwater match between Evil VIPs and Playmates, which I believe are UGC Euro Highlander teams. So we are coming at you with the second round. Evil VIPs has won the first round, so Playmate has got to come back and get this if they want to force it to a third round.
The initial setup for this map is fairly important, because as soon as you can get your team around in the right places, you can take quite a lot of them out at the beginning, which can slow them down and could, those few seconds could be the end of the match or decide who wins.
Yeah, and we're seeing Rotten Cat do the same thing he did last time, which is build his level 1 sentry at spawn and then carry it to this house, which is not what I would do as an engineer, because first of all, when you carry anything, you go so much slower.
Yeah.
And second, there's a lot of big ammo packs here on this first point, so you should just really just come up here and build next to, there's a big ammo pack right here, there's one in the front, so I do not agree with Rotten Cat's
yeah, he has had to go fairly far back to get an ammo pack there. Which...
Meanwhile, Blue is just piling onto the point. Funky is able to take down the heavy with a nice headshot. So there is no real initial resistance, and because the gun wasn't that built up, Zam's evil twin and Martin Biter were able to take down everything with a well-timed Uber. Ryan Cat's trying to rebuild. Probably will not get too much because the entire blue team is right outside the house.
They're doing quite a good push right now. There's not too many red people that are trying to stop them. Probably trying to assemble themselves at the choke point just to try and stop them. They've got quite a few people that just managed to pick a couple off there and push them back, which is good for red, I suppose, but doesn't look like we'll be able to hold them back for that long.
Right, the red heavy and medic were up there on the cart, which was very out of position because they were on their own and just being spammed like crazy by the blue team, so they both went down, and that's gonna really put them at a disadvantage as far as Ubers go. Yeah, because Tang on the blue medic. No, I need to refresh. There we go. Goo, the blue medic. No, Martin Biter. Wow, I can read. I've been out of school for like 3 weeks and I've forgotten how to read. It's pretty bad. So Martin Biter is the medic. He's got 100%. Uber, let's see what he decides to do with that. There is no real defense to speak of for red. Well, let's go see if they're going to do this. Yep, they actually are back up here in the factory on that second floor.
The scout did manage to touch it a couple of times, which could help. He didn't really manage to push it up too far, but you never know. He did manage to push it just out of the choke point, so just a little bit more and they'll be out and ready to push forward even further.
Yeah, and blue right now is just destroying that base that red had up in the factory room. Need to get that teleporter, and then there we go. There's also the cap, so it was a great push by blue. Red is all but wiped, only the sniper's left, and he cannot save them,
wow.
So that is an entire wipe. And in Highlander, that is extremely rare and extremely unfortunate if you're the team that's wiped. Especially if it's this little choke point time right now, so blue is able to easily roll through it. Well, not easily, now they're facing some resistance.
Because the spawn point has shifted right next to the point for red, so it's slightly unlucky, but they did manage to push it up a fairly reasonable amount, so definitely did save them some time.
I was just watching the Chris JD10 cam, the spy for blue, and he just took down the medic and heavy, which would be huge for this defense. So now Martin Biter is almost back up to his Uber. So red is very much screwed right now. They're still coming out and trying to do this defense.
Blue medic did lose Uber there, so red are now much more at an Uber advantage.
Oh, right.
Does look like blue are still managing to push up quite a bit, so... And the red medic did get taken out, so now I'm just waiting for blue to push up and probably get taken out by the sniper. So there are a lot of blue people on the point right now, but they did get quite a lot of them taken out because they were fairly close together, so just need to wait for blue to spawn back together, and red have got quite a few more numbers compared to blue, so just need to sort that out.
Now what's interesting about this Swiftwater map as opposed to previous incarnations of it is there used to be those yellow and black marks on this long ramp right here, which meant the cart had to be continuously pushed, or it would have rolled down to the bottom. So fortunately, they took that out for UGC. Otherwise, this point would have been impossible to capture.
Yeah.
But here's the blue Uber clearing out some space for them for that push, and it looks like they are going to be successful in that.
Probably a good thing they took out the spy there, it doesn't look like he did get taken out, so he does manage to take out the heavy.
It takes out the heavy and the demo right there, so with the pyro right next to them. So that's a very good spot. Yodler has definitely shown himself to be very accomplished. There goes the capture. Red Uber's popped way too late to stop it, but they do manage to get some damage down. Not a lot of kills, though.
They have got a fairly good time at the moment, 5 minutes and 4 points, so as long as they can just cap this last point nice and quickly, then they will have a really good time.
That is true. Very true. Yolder getting another stab on the heavy. That poor heavy, noob forever, is just got a big target on his back right now.
But they have got 10 minutes and 45 seconds because they obviously don't have to wait for the other team's cap time, so they do have plenty of time to cap this, and as long as they can cap the last point, they do have quite a lot of extra room to defend when it's their turn to defend.
Yeah, so they're doing a nice job right now. Red is pushing now from this top, trying to get some flank action on the cart, because, oh, and they do manage to. Pavi takes down a couple players on the cart, and Yodler, again, getting a nice stab on the soldier. Let's see what sort of defense is going on. Looks like Roncat is set up. They did not defend this last point earlier because evil VIPs were able to push to the third, or to that second to last point and win the round. So this is our first time defending this point, so Roncat is doing the same technique that his opposing engineer did, which is set up on this building, which gives you some nice height advantage, nice sight line, but just watch out for your head.
It does look like Blue is trying to end this here, but they have a lot of red people just jumping on, stopping them from capping, and then the sentries beginning to pick them out, which is, like I said before, good sentry spot up there. It's not easy to take out due to the plenty of cover.
Rinsewin, the scout, trying to get a little sneaky push in there, but goes down to the spy. Oh no, there's a spy on Rotten Cat, but he is taken down by the demo. Demo just placing some nice stickies down on the cart.
Does look like Red is beginning to build an Uber, and Blue should probably hold back and see if they can get an Uber too. Because, oh, never mind, Red have popped theirs now, which is where it would have probably been a good time for Blue to have theirs. So if they do get the medic out now, it'll be very unlucky for Blue. They do get the teleporter out, which is good.
But Zam's evil twin going big and getting Pavi and the medic, and then Noob, the heavy, is able to go big and get some 2 other players. So Red is down 4, or down to only 4. They do have those fast respawns, but looks like Marmbiter wants to take his demo in here really soon to take down that sentry, which is a very good idea. Pops, here's the Uber. Sentry is not being wrangled. Sentry goes down.
This looks like this would be a good time for Blue to end it here, see if they could just push up now. And it does look like they're trying to, but there is a heavy on the point, which takes quite a lot of them out.
There are 2 heavies and 2 spies, and the spies win in that circumstance. Oh, but now the sniper takes down the heavy. Spy-sniper NG battle, which is so bizarre to watch. This blue sniper is still alive and still doing crazy damage. That's Beastfell. He just finally now goes down. And
they're so close to the point now. All they have to do is just edge that last little bit, and then they've won this round.
Ooh, heavy medic were trying to come in and get it, but they are covered in pee and do not live for very long. There is a level 1 gun up, so Rotten Cat is trying to rebuild as fast as he can. Wow, that was their chance to get.
Yeah.
Now they are at about 8 or 9 minutes for the total map, which is getting on the less fast time, and now it's kind of an average time that will not be impossible to beat. Oh, but here
they're just trying to edge it now.
Right.
It looks like they could do it, but Red Sniper on the point, just making sure it doesn't get capped.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see him at first. He's behind these barrels, so that's sneaky. I don't know if it's sneaky or it's just me having very bad vision. But the level 3 is back up. Rotten Cat has a dispenser and his soldier is with him, so he's got some nice defense right here. Red is up in this ground right here, which will prevent a flank or any sort of surprise action. Oh, but there is the spy in the cart. No one can... Oh my god.
Wow, that is so close to the edge.
Oh, that's defying physics, which annoys me, but that's TF2. So all it takes is a sneeze or something to take that in.
Both teams do have maneuvers, so assuming they can time them right, blue could win this. Or at least get a nice last cap point, so it's harder for red to push up.
Looks like they're gonna go in from the side, try to... Oh, red Uber is pushed. I mean, popped. There goes the cart. Chris, JD10, the spy, was able to sneak in at the last minute, and that blue Uber is popped for no particular reason, but just to use it.
Yeah, that was a good cap there while the teams were distracted. Just a nice little back cap. So.
Yeah, and that's 10:37, which is a decent time for Swiftwater. So Playmates will have their work cut out for them.
Well, compared to the time before, which was about 3 minutes slower, they have actually got an extra point on this too. They are reasonably faster than Playmate, so all they have to do now, this is how they can get a good defense up, see if they can hold it for 10 minutes and 37 seconds.
Interestingly, if you look at the scores, right now Yodler is leading both teams with 53 points, and the closest behind him are in the 30s, so he is going huge as Spy. Maybe we should stay on his cam a little bit more, but...
It doesn't look like Blue's Tree is doing very well either. He's the lowest score overall as Demo Man with 9 points.
Well, if your Spy's taking out everyone, there's not a lot for you to do as Demo Man.
Yeah.
Well,
does look like he's going Demo Night for some reason.
what?
And it doesn't, I don't know, but didn't really work out for him there. He gets taken out early.
Oh, Chris JD had a big stab on the medic to take him out and make him drop Uber. So there goes Blue's initial push right there. Let me find this tree. Oh God, he is going Demo Night. I have not seen that in Highlander before.
Well, I suppose in some way it could work as a very good distraction. They'll try and take out the Demo Knight rather than other people, but
that is true.
Probably won't work out too well.
We'll see how it goes, and then we'll make judgments on him later. I mean, he is in last scoring, at least bottom fragging, so maybe he's just trying to shake things up. Maybe he's not having the game he wants to. So distraction technique may be the way to go. Let's see, red is set up over here, but everything goes down. This red heavy does not realize there's a blue soldier on him, and Mudcrab takes down Noob forever. So here is Blue's push. They're making some nice time, much better than their first push.
But unfortunately, compared to Evil VIPs, they were slightly slower by a few minutes. So hopefully they'll be able to bring it back nearer the end. But for now, Evil VIPs is slightly in the lead with their time.
Yes, indeed. Neither teams, interesting enough, have set up in the tunnel, which has always been my modus operandi, I think the term is.
It does work out very well for teams if they do that, because obviously there's quite a lot of cover where they could put it on the slightly raised ledge for sentries, but you know, they've put it just outside, which does also work, I suppose. There is the doorway, which is thin, and yeah.
When I was casting the Unbelievably Brave Sweethearts game and Tangerine, two of the top UGC, NL, or NA Highlander teams, they also didn't set up in the tunnel. And I received a message from Hildreth later saying that they had basically decided to delay the first point as much as they can without committing too much. So they built that sentry up, and then as soon as it goes down, they went to the second point to really build up, or to the second cap to really build up there. So I think that's gotta be these team strategy too, which is interesting. And
it's actually very interesting to see this counter-wrangling there, which doesn't work out too well for Blue. But that was very interesting to see just two wranglers going at each other.
The robots taking over. Yeah, so Blue again, the Playmates I don't know if it's Playmate or Playmates or the Playmates or whatever, but they were showing how they love this upper area, the factory area right here to take. Oh, and indeed, the sentry gun does go down to some spam, and then Plunder Bunny goes down to a backstab by Yodeler. So that is all of Red's defense to speak of. However, there is a lot down for Blue, so they probably won't be able to get a huge push, but there is somebody on their cart. That is the Spy. That's Yodeler going huge, as usual.
So, yeah, it's got the heavy there to assist with him, so you never know. They could manage to push this now. They do have 3 people, which is the maximum cap time. So it does look like they do actually cap the second point. So.
But Spy behind them, no one sees them, and Chris JD10 takes out everybody on the cart. Wow, that's just stops that push right in its tracks, literally right in its tracks. Well, no, the scout survived, so he is on it, trying to get some time. Oh, nice! The JD10 or Chris JD10 gets caught out by Spice, the pyro. So continue to push. Although, oh yeah, the scout did go down to the sentry. So Red is building up here on this choke point. Zam's evil twin getting some nice stickies down and taking out Rotten Cat and Tree. So that allows some nice build-up time for his engineer. Looks like Salosaurus just dropped a 90% Uber charge to Demoli Boy. So some good defense action right there.
It doesn't look, yeah, good defense. Doesn't look like Blue is really managing to cap much right now, and the point is going to start moving back soon. So I keep calling the cart the point for some reason.
That's right. It's the point of the game is to get to the cart, so technically it is the point. Oh, Yodeler getting a stab on Beastbow, but getting taken out. Fortunately, he's dead ringing though. So again, Yodeler, 74 points. Dem Spies.
Does look like he is slightly carrying their team, considering he's got 20 points higher than the Heavy, which is second on their team.
Yeah.
Generally, Heavy is one of the closest to top scoring because of his firepower and general scrubbiness like that. But it's generally interesting to see Spy near the top because he's generally more of a support class, just picking out people every now and again, but obviously it's working out very well for them.
Yes. Yeah, it is really interesting. Usually the Heavy and Medical fight back and forth for first top fragger, like Martin Biter and Noob are doing for Evil VIPs. So they have a more traditional lineup, if you will, but even Chris JD is only behind them 1 frag, so both Spies are just taking this game upon themselves.
Unfortunate for Blue, every time they push it, the cart starts to move back and then they don't really get there in time, so sort of needless pushes. They really need to push it a significant amount, see if they can get it to this next point so they get some extra time, but they only have 4 minutes to get 3 points, so if they get lucky they might be able to do it, but the last second to last and last points are fairly easy to defend, so see what happens.
Now right now they're wasting a lot of time just waiting for the Uber to build up. I mean, it's necessary to push in with an Uber because you have this level 3 sentry gun, but at the same time, wasting at least, it's been at least a minute right now. So here they come with the Heavy. Uber is popped kind of too soon, but Red has an Uber to defend it. The Blue Heavy just went flying. Uber is gone, Heavy goes down, Medic is on fire.
Could have been a good push there, but they did just... Looks like Blue were in the wrong place at the wrong time because Red does manage to take them all out with most of their team left standing.
It doesn't matter, the Blue Spy is still alive, so this push is still alive. Get on the Yodeler cam. Yeah, he's still going strong. Let's see what he can do. He takes down the Heavy, that's what he can do. Now he's going for the Medic. Does not manage to get the Medic, but nice pick on the Red Heavy there. And then face stab. I don't think he... Yeah.
Fortunately for him, mowed down by the sentry. But right now, it does look like Blue are starting to try and get a bit of Uber going, and maybe even a push. They are overlooking the point right now.
At this point, it's 2.5 minutes left. They need to push without an... Well, they have so much longer in this map to go.
Which if they don't really push it now, they probably won't be able to make it, because think about overtime and stuff, they could technically still push it all the way, even if there's 20 minutes left, because as long as you're touching the point, then you do get the 5 seconds if you come off. But that generally doesn't really happen, unless you're really lucky.
Or the other team is really bad.
Yeah.
But looks like both of these teams are pretty, very talented. I've seen some good plays, especially from Yolder, who is, he's actually falling behind, or his lead is less. So, but here come the Ubers. Gun does go down. Blue Heavy and Medic. Oh, Blue Heavy gets taken down. Yolder trying to get some stabs in there, does manage to take down the Red Soldier.
They're just touching it every now and again, seeing if they can just inch it towards the point, but they do get taken out, so it doesn't look like it's going to work out for Blue once again.
Right now there's only 2 up for Red, so it's really too bad the Blue Spy went down right there, because he could have just crawled in and capped that very easily, but now Red is getting those spawns, and we'll have a significant number of people to defend. Watching a Demo Soldier battle on the roof. Soldier gives up probably for the best, and Demo does go down. Here's the Heavy on the point, on the cart. You got me calling it the point now.
Sorry.
But he does go down. So 53 seconds left. Oh, they're so close. Yolder barely
unfortunately.
made. Oh, wow. Here comes the Soldier and Medic, and they will be able to cap it. There we go.
Well, they have 36 seconds to cap it, and they have 2 points to go, so I don't think it is going to work out for them.
Yeah, I don't think it's physically possible at this point. Yes, the Demo Man is on the cart, and he's taunting. I believe that Playmate has given up by now, and here comes the Red Uber. So if they haven't given up then, they have certainly given up now, as they're just completely wrecked by Demoli Boy and Noob Forever and the Red Medic. So,
does look like this is close to ending now. Just 5 more seconds.
And there we go. That is game. Evil VIPs wins by a nice score of 2-1, or 2-0. Sorry about that. Here are the final scores. We can see Yolder's top fragger in both teams, but unfortunately his team did not win. So Spy can only carry so much, I guess. So an excellent game. Thank you to Demoli Boy for sending it in. Oh, I'm sorry, Demoli Boy 2. For sending it in. I also want to thank Nigel Loves KFC for joining me.
No, thank you for having me on.
And you have your own channel, is that correct?
Yeah, youtube.com/needaxo. Shameless plug, shameless plug.
That's NeedAxo, but I will have the link in my channel as well. So definitely check him out. I support all casting, as everyone has supported me. So thank you again for being with me on this lovely Swiftwater day, and subscribe to my YouTube and Twitter and all that fun stuff. Also, watch out for my streaming on twitch.tv/falafel1066. Alright guys, have a good day.